Welcome back to The Remote Islander, your go-to podcast for all things remote work in the Caribbean and Latin America. Today, we're focusing on a crucial topic. Is remote work really for you? I mean, it's not all sunsets and cocktails, right? There is a lot to consider before you ditch the office and embrace the laptop lifestyle. So if you're dreaming of becoming a remote worker, this episode is your essential checklist. We're going to explore the critical questions you should ask yourself before taking the plunge into the world of remote work. Let's get started. The first set of questions revolves around your work style and personality. Am I truly self-disciplined and motivated? This is paramount. With no boss looking over your shoulder, it means you are in charge of your own productivity. So you need to ask yourself, can you manage your time effectively, avoid distractions, and meet deadlines without direct supervision? Start by analyzing your current work habits. Do you procrastinate easily, or do you need external deadlines to stay on track? You should consider your preferred work environment. Do you thrive in structured environments, or do you prefer more flexibility? You need to experiment with self-discipline. Try working from home for a week and see how you manage your time and focus. It's really important to develop a daily routine because a consistent schedule can significantly improve productivity. And speaking of productivity, explore apps and techniques like the Pomodoro technique, time blocking, and to-do list apps. Remote work requires a high degree of self-accountability, so be honest with yourself here. The next thing to ask yourself is, how do I handle isolation and a lack of social interaction? Working remotely can be isolating. You miss those casual office chats, impromptu brainstorming sessions, and the energy of a bustling workplace. So the question is, how do you handle the potential for isolation? Start by assessing your social needs. How much social interaction do you require throughout the day? Are you comfortable with spending long periods alone? And do you have strategies for staying connected with colleagues and friends? You can explore social outlets by joining online communities related to your interests, participate in virtual meetups, and schedule regular video calls with friends and family. Another thing to consider is finding a co-working space, because that will allow you to experience social interaction in a more office-like environment. You need to schedule regular breaks. Step away from your desk for short walks or breaks to avoid feeling cooped up. And also, cultivate hobbies. Engage in hobbies that can be enjoyed alone or with others, in person or online. Think about how you'll maintain your social life and avoid feeling disconnected. Another great question to ask yourself is, am I a good communicator, especially in writing? In a remote setting, communication is key and your words are your weapon. You'll rely heavily on email, instant messaging, and video calls. Are you comfortable expressing yourself clearly and concisely in writing? Can you proactively communicate updates and address potential issues? It's important to practice clear and concise communication. Write emails and messages with a focus on clarity and conciseness. You need to utilize active listening. Pay close attention to written and verbal communication from colleagues. You can even seek feedback from your colleagues on your communication style to help you improve. One thing I found very helpful is to over-communicate when necessary. It's better to over-communicate than to under-communicate in a remote setting. Now, while strong communication skills are essential for successful remote collaboration, it is also important to master conferencing etiquette. Learn how to effectively use conferencing tools like Zoom and Microsoft Teams to present yourself professionally. The next set of questions center around your work environment and technical capabilities. First up, do I have a dedicated and functional workspace? Forget working from the couch all day. You will need a dedicated space that's conducive to productivity. A comfortable chair, reliable internet connection, and a space that inspires you to get things done. So let's talk about creating an ideal remote work environment. Find a quiet and distraction-free space to minimize noise and visual distractions. Invest in ergonomic equipment. A good chair, desk, and lighting are crucial for comfort and productivity. Ensure adequate lighting and ventilation. Natural light and proper ventilation can improve your mood and your focus. Personalize your workspace. Make your workspace your own, make it inviting, and make it as comfortable as you can to encourage productivity. And remember to declutter regularly. A clean and organized workspace can reduce stress and improve focus. Remember, your productivity and overall well-being depend heavily on the environment you work in, so invest in creating a space that's not only functional but also inspires you. Next, ask yourself, am I comfortable with the technology required for remote work? Let's be honest, technology is the backbone of remote work. Video calls, project management tools, CRMs, the internet itself, they all need to work seamlessly. So familiarize yourself with essential tools. Test your internet connection to ensure that you have reliable and high-speed internet. Invest in a reliable backup system. Protect your data with regular backups to prevent data loss. And be prepared to troubleshoot technical issues. Having basic troubleshooting techniques or having someone that you can rely on for assistance is important. Another great tip is to stay updated on the latest technologies. The remote work world is constantly evolving, so it's important to stay up to date on new tools and technologies that can help with your productivity. You should ask yourself, are you tech savvy enough to troubleshoot basic technical issues? If not, are you willing to learn? The next question is a really important one. Can I maintain a healthy work-life balance while working remotely? Now, this is really big. Remote work can be a blessing and a curse. The freedom can be intoxicating, but it can also blur the lines between work and personal life. So you need to set clear boundaries, establish specific work hours, and stick to them as much as possible. Create a dedicated workspace. As I said before, a dedicated workspace helps maintain that productivity. Take regular breaks. Schedule short breaks throughout the day to move around and recharge. Disconnect completely after work hours. Put away your work devices, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, and focus on personal activities. And utilize your vacation time. Taking regular vacations to recharge and avoid burnout is important. Think about how you'll manage your time and prevent burnout. Finally, let's consider the practical aspects of remote work. Does your potential employer truly embrace remote work? We're going to talk about the company culture, which is something we often overlook in the job hunt, but should be a top priority whether remote or otherwise. So what should you look for in a company that truly values its remote workforce? Research the company's remote work policies. Look for policies related to equipment reimbursement, internet stipends, and professional development opportunities. Inquire about communication protocols to understand how the company communicates with remote employees and how decisions are made. Ask about opportunities for professional development. Find out about training programs, mentorship opportunities, and career advancement plans for remote employees. And connect with current remote employees. Reach out to current employees at the company to get their perspective on what it's actually like. Now, remote work isn't always free, so you need to ask yourself, am I prepared for the potential financial implications of remote work? There are hidden costs to consider. From a dedicated workspace to high-speed internet, the expenses can add up. So create a budget. Factor in the costs of internet, equipment, office supplies, and any other expenses associated with remote work. Investigate health insurance options. If you're responsible for your own health insurance, explore your options and compare costs. Factoring these costs is a smart move before you make the switch. Another very important question you need to ask yourself is, what are my long-term career goals and how will remote work impact them? Remote work can open doors, but it can also present unique challenges for career growth. Consider how remote work might affect your career progression by considering your career aspirations. Determine if remote work aligns with your long-term career goals. Assess the potential for career growth. Research the company's track record for promoting remote employees. Develop a professional network. Build and maintain relationships with colleagues and industry professionals. Stay visible and engaged. Actively participate in team meetings, contribute to projects, and share your accomplishments. And seek out mentorship opportunities. If you find a mentor who can provide guidance and support on your remote work journey, that's really, really helpful. Remote work isn't just about being location independent. It's about finding the right fit, the right company, the right support system, and the right approach for your unique needs. Now, these are just some of the crucial questions you need to ask yourself before embarking on the remote work journey. Take your time, do your research, ask the right questions of both yourself and your potential employer. And remember that building a successful remote career is a journey of exploration and adaptation. If you found this episode helpful, please like, follow, subscribe, rate, and review to help us reach a wider audience. And be sure to share it with someone who's considering a remote career, and check the links in the description to join us on social media for insights, tips, and so much more. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Remote Islander. If you're considering remote work, remember that it's never too late to take control of your career and pursue your dreams. Happy remote working. Bye.